What's up, Dungees? So today we're going to do a quick rod review. We're going to actually compare two rods. So we've done a rod review in the past. We did a Lake Powell rod review probably, what was it, about 5 years ago, something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, we've got a couple new rods and we kind of want to share them with you. We're here at Schofield Reservoir. We've been killing it all day. It's been awesome. We've been just throwing flies and just throwing fly rods. We've been throwing two rods. They're both 6 weights. And what's cool about it, and what I kind of want to share and talk about, is they're kind of on both ends of the spectrum. We've got the kind of the high-end expensive rod, and then we've got the lower end, more budget rod. And I kind of want to compare them. So if you look first at just the finish, it's really good on both rods. These are Sages. Sages have good quality. So the first thing I'd say is when you're in the market looking for a rod, go with kind of a brand name. I'm going to be honest. Go with a pedigree. Sage, Orvis, Winston. You're going to get a very good, high quality, handmade finished rod. So we got 2 Sage rods here. Again, higher end, we've got the Sage Igniter, and then kind of the lower end, we got the Sage Pulse. The Igniter uses the Kinetic HD technology. The Pulse uses the Graphite 3E technology. Little bit different in how kind of the graphite is laid out and the blanks are made. But ultimately, honestly, it really doesn't matter. They both cast great. There's a little bit of nuances with both, but honestly, they're both great rods. I would say that this is a little more forgiving. Your Pulse, kind of your lower end there, it's going to suit more casting styles, whereas this Igniter, you got to be a good caster. It's kind of not very forgiving. One of the reasons is it's kind of stiffer throughout. This is what they call an ultra fast action. So in order to load the rod, you really got to be able to double haul, and you got to really be able to lean into it. Whereas with this, the rod will load on its own. But yeah, I think it just kind of suits a little bit different person. However, if you're kind of in the market and you're a little more advanced, the Igniter is going to be better. Whereas this is going to be kind of your go-to if you're a little bit newer to casting. So, if we're kind of talking about why, first off, this is a very expensive, 900 bucks. Why you would want to buy it is this is going to help you cast kind of in more variable conditions. Things like wind, things like Lake Powell when it's 30 degree, 30 mile per hour, not degree, 30 mile per hour gusts. This is kind of what you want to go to with that. The other thing is if you're casting really big flies. We've been throwing pretty big streamers all day. They've got a lot of weight to them. So you're going to get a lot more punch, you're going to get a lot more distance out of this, the more expensive rod. And that's why you spend that extra money, is to be able to go through wind and throw a bigger fly. Now, this will still do it. You'll still be able to fish great. This has caught just as many fish today as this has. However, you can't get quite the same distance. And you can't quite punch through the wind like you can with this guy. So that's kind of the big difference and why I went out and bought this rod when I had this rod. So originally the story is I wanted a streamer rod. I wanted a rod for the boat. I wanted a rod to catch bigger fish and throw bigger flies. Originally I bought this one and I loved it. It did a great job. However, it didn't quite punch like I wanted it to. So that's why I went out and got this rod. So yeah, that's a little bit of a rod review, kind of explaining why we got these rods, kind of the differences between them. And ultimately what I would say is get the best rod you can in your budget. Honestly, and that's the whole purpose of this. This $900 rod, even though it does everything I want it to and it's exactly what I want, this does the job. And this will do the job. So don't feel the need to go out and buy a super expensive rod, because this one will just do it just as well. If you guys like the video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? Do Do you think it's worth it to spend money on gear, or you know, can you go budget and do the same things? Kind of let us know down below. And then again, like the video, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in another video.